Welcome to the Fixture by WICC, presented by Orbitz. As always, I'm your host, Meg Linehan. I'm a national staff writer at The Athletic, covering the NWSL and the U.S. women's national team. Canada changed the color of their medal and took home gold. Sweden earned silver, and the United States of America bounced back for bronze in the Olympics. Plus, we had another big weekend in the NWSL. We'd expect nothing less. And it's finally time for me to give you a big Women's International Champions Cup preview, since we will be in Portland next week. Here we go. We have to start with Canada in our Olympics recap this week, of course. It took another Jessie Fleming penalty and then extra time and then penalty kicks, but in the end, Steph LeBay came up huge once again for Canada in goal. Fleming continued to show the ice in her veins on penalty kicks, and Julia Grasso stepped to the spot to deliver gold for Canada. Fun fact, Grasso was born after Christine Sinclair made her debut for the Canada senior national team by a few months. Yes, I am still thinking about this. Now, obviously a huge win for Canada in a major tournament, and Christine Sinclair used the post-game conference wisely to advocate for more investment into the game in Canada, whether that actually means teams in the NWSL or their own pro league. But it did also mean heartbreak for Sweden, especially for another legend of the game, Caroline Seeger, who skied her penalty attempt. Still, based on the trajectory of their recent major tournaments, I firmly believe that we can expect to see Sweden as one of the top teams in the world. Honestly, look out 2023 World Cup. And the United States played a fairly epic match against Australia for bronze, with 2 goals each from Megan Rapinoe and Carly Lloyd in a back-and-forth affair that ended 4-3. An Olympico for Megan Rapinoe was the first goal of the game, and somehow it only got all the more intense. No 0-0 draw sort of affair this time around. This was the game we were all expecting from these two teams. So while the Olympics were a very strange tournament overall, we did get more goals and more excitement than I think we ever could have expected. That means I'm definitely ready for the 2023 World Cup already. Who else is with me? The Thorns are still on top in the NWSL thanks to another win this weekend, but the rest of the table stays as interesting as ever, the Reign making the leap back into playoff positioning as well. The season still honestly feels like it will come down to the wire. In addition to the Thorns' win over the Spirit, the Courage beat Gotham on the road. The Reign unleashed the goals in a 5-1 victory over the Houston Dash. Louisville picked up 3 points over Kansas City, and the Pride got their first win in a while over the Red Stars. Let's take a look at some of the top moments again across the league. Give it up for Kristen Westphal on this clearance on Trinity Rodman. It kept the scoreline 0-0 in the first half between the Thorns and the Spirit. Just some true I got your back energy on this one.
Here's Sanchez for Rodman, who's wide open. Rodman! Oh, it's a tremendous clearance. Tracking back there, Kristen Westphal, as Richie Burks Washington denied the opener. Rodman nearly made it 2-2. It opened up for the 19-year-old.
Next up, Nadia Nadim is back in the NWSL, and she is back to her scoring ways, opening up her account with Racing Louisville FC. Got her head on the end of Savannah McCaskill's cross into the 6.
Louisville. Good cross, headed down and in. It's Nadia Nadim, her first goal for Racing Louisville, and a second assist for McCaskill.
The run from Nadia Nadim, that back shoulder, backdoor run. You saw her come from the top of the 18-yard box, sprinting to the near post. Timing couldn't have been perfect. Finish couldn't have been more top class.
Finally, honest question, what are they feeding the folks up in Tacoma right now? Because it feels like these days all the Reign can do is score absolute bangers. There were 5 goals to choose from in this week's win over Houston, but you know it has to be Jess Fishlock's absolute stunner.
Gets by Ogle. Fishlock. Fishlock will give it a chance, and now it goes top left corner. Oh my goodness, what a strike from Jess Fishlock.
World-class times a million, but not just the strike from Fishlock. Lay some air, winning it, and then when she wins it on a dime, watch her win it, and then boom, on a dime, plays into space. Fishlock lost it at first, looks up, oh my, upper 90, world-class goal from what looks like to me a world-class team. OL Reign is raining goals.
With the Olympics behind us, that means, yes, it is finally almost time for the Women's International Champions Cup. First, I want to tell you how you can watch if you cannot actually make it to Providence Park for the games. Now, in the US, for the first day of matches on Wednesday, August 18th, Barcelona vs. Lyon is up first on ESPNU at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. Then we've got the Thorns hosting the Dash on ESPN2 at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. On Saturday, August 21st, the third place match will be on ESPNU at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, and the final will be on ESPN2 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Now, if you're not in the United States, here's the rundown. You're going to want ESPN if you're in Mexico, Central America, or the Caribbean, DirecTV in Latin America, TV3 or DAZN in Spain, NENT in Scandinavia, W Sport in Sub-Saharan Africa, and Weibo in China. For everywhere else in the world, DAZN will carry the games. The rosters for the four teams are full of names you know, from Lica Martins and Alexia Putellas for Barcelona to Christiane Endler and Caterina Macario at Lyon, plus of course all of those gold and bronze medal winners for Portland and Houston, like Christine Sinclair at the Thorns and Nichelle Prince at the Dash. Based on preseason results we have seen from Barcelona and Lyon so far, neither team has really missed a step, and both have made some very exciting signings in this offseason. The Thorns are the team to beat right now in the NWSL, but Houston is in the mix for a playoff spot and cannot be overlooked either. We'll find out which two teams make it to the final and if Lyon can defend their trophy soon enough. Thank you for joining me here on The Fixture. Last call from me to you. It's about to be go time in Portland at the Women's International Champions Cup. You've got to get on it now to grab your tickets. You can watch the Portland Thorns, Houston Dash, Lyon, and Barcelona battle it out at Providence Park. Tickets are on sale right now at internationalchampionscup.com. We will be live from Portland in just a few days, so stay tuned by following at ICC Women on Twitter and Instagram for all the latest. You can like International Champions Cup on Facebook. You can always find me at It's Meg Linehan. Thanks for watching, and hey, I'll see you in Portland.